Good morning, students. Myself, JVN Dr. Alka Jain, Associate Professor in the Department of Community Medicines, Faculty of Homeopathic Science in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Today, I will discuss about disposal of sewage. In previous lectures, we already had discussed about the various methods of disposal of excreta. Now, in this lectures, I will tell about disposal of excreta. Now, first of all, you must know about what is sewage. Sewage is a mixture of human excreta, urine, wash water, liquid waste coming from bathrooms and kitchen, surface water, and industrial liquid waste. Now, there is another term which is known as sewage. Now, you must know the difference between sewage and sewage. So, what is sewage? Sewage is the wastewater of the houses, excluding human excreta. This is the wastewater coming from kitchen and bathrooms. So, the main difference between sewage and sewage is in sewage, uh, there is human excreta, but in sewage, there is no human excreta. Now, what are the objectives of sewage treatment? We must know what are the different objectives. The first one is protection of water from water sources from contamination. Now, what type of contamination may be there? If sewage, as you know, it has mixture of night soil, so it can contaminate it. It can contaminate uh, water sources. So, if there is a proper sewage treatment will be there, then we can uh, save water sources from contamination. Now, second one is protection of soil against pollution, protection of fish and aquatic lives, protection of human food which are eaten raw, and prevention of hazards to livestock and prevention of nuisance by sight and smell. Because it is a mixture of human excreta, it is a dirty water with unpleasant sight and smell. It is, if not drained and disposed of, it can contaminate sources of water and also food and vegetables, resulting in disease and death. Now, aim of sewage treatment plant. Now, what are the aims of sewage treatment is, first one is to stabilize the organic matter by bacterial actions. The next one is to utilize the innocuous products without risk to human health. Means innocuous products which are produced after the sewage treatment process. And the next one is to produce an effluent which can be disposed of into land, river, or sea without causing danger. Means if we dispose of this sewage without any treatment into river and land, it can cause enormous contamination of water and can cause various waterborne diseases and cause death of human beings. Now, stabilizing means breaking the organic matter into simpler substances which cannot be decomposed further. So, in sewage treatment plant, we stabilize the organic matter into simpler substances. Now, the quality or strength of the sewage is expressed in terms of BOD, means biochemical oxygen demand, chemical oxygen demand, and suspended solids. These three are very much important to know about what are these terms. These indicators are required to know the amount of water needed to dilute the sewage during its final disposal. So, before going to treatment, we must know about these three things. This is BOD, COD, and suspended solids. In next slides, we will discuss in detail about what is BOD. Now, what is BOD is? It is the amount of dissolved oxygens needed by aerobic biological organisms to break down organic material present in a given water sample at certain temperature over a specific time period. Means means जो भी सीवेज होता है उसमें दोनों तरह के प्रोसेस होते हैं, एरोबिक होते हैं और एनारोबिक होते हैं। तो एरोबिक जो प्रोसेस होता है उसमें जो बायोलॉजिकल ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं उनको ऑक्सीजन की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है। तो ये जो ऑक्सीजन की जो रिक्वायरमेंट है उसको कैसे मेजर करते हैं? उसका मेजरमेंट करने के लिए जो प्रोसेस होता है वो होता है बायोलॉजिकल ऑक्सीजन डिमांड, and it is a value which is most commonly expressed in milligrams of oxygen consumed per liter of sample during 5 days of incubation at 20 degree centigrade. So this is important, means 5 days duration of incubation and temperature is 20 degree centigrade. Now, what is chemical oxygen demand? A chemical oxygen demand test can be used to easily quantify the amounts of organics in water. The most common application of COD is in quantifying the amount of oxidizable pollutants found in surface water or waste water. तो कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट होती है कुछ ऐसे केमिकल प्रोडक्ट्स की जो कि इसको फर्दर ऑक्सीडाइज कर सके पॉल्यूटेंट्स को. Now next one is the next things we must know. The first one is BOD, the second one is COD, and the third and last one is suspended solids. And it is the amount of suspended solids in is 100 ppm. 100 ppm means parts per million. The sewage is said to be weak, and if more than 500 ppm, the sewage is said to be strong. Means more sewage treatment process is required. After treatment of the sewage, it should become weak with reference of BOD and suspended solids. So, in the beginning of process of sewage treatment, the BOD and suspended solids are high, and after the treatment of sewage, the both BOD and suspended solids becomes weak. Now, in this pictures, you can see the image of a sewage treatment plant. Now, in sewage treatment plant, the treatment of wastewater, which is depends upon the impurities present, and the impurities are physical, chemical, and biological, and accordingly to these, treatments are given. In this table, we can see three types of treatment are here: physical treatment, chemical treatment, and biological treatment. Physical treatment is given for large suspended and floating matter, and it is given by the process of screens. So big screens are there for physical treatment, and the next process is grid chamber and clarifiers. So these three equipments are required for physical treatment, and these are screens, grid chamber, and clarifiers. And the functions type of impurity remove is through screens, large suspended and floating matter, and through grid chambers, grit is removed, and through clarifiers, slit, slant, and other heavier matters are removed. In chemical treatment, it is by chemical substances and chemical reactors, and it is given for dissolved chemicals. In biological treatment, it is a biological process, and the filters are used, which is trickling filters, activated slurs, rotating biological contractors, and digesters. These are requirements for biological treatment, and they dissolves the organic chemicals. Now in sewage treatment plant, you can see screens, clarifiers, grid chambers, all are physical treatment unit, because in all those units the removal of is taking place due to physical process, means there is no chemical process and there is no biological process, only physical treatment is given in there at through screens, clarifiers and grid chambers. And in mechanical straining takes place in screens, gravity settling takes place in clarifiers, and clarifiers are also known as sedimentation basin or settling tanks. Now we will discuss about the treatment of sewage. Mainly treatment of sewage is done in two stages. The first one is primary and the second one is secondary. Now what happens in primary treatment? In this stage, the suspended matters like the floating objects, settleable organic matter and inorganic particles are all removed by employing simple physical methods such as screening, grid chamber and primary sedimentation. As I have told in just previous slides, these are the physical treatment and it is given through screening, grid chamber and primary sedimentation. Now what happens in screening? In screening, the sewage is allowed to pass through metal screens. You can see the picture of this. These are the metal screens. They holds back the floating objects and screen may be these you can see the bars. The bars may be coarse or fine. Coarse screens consist of metallic bars uh, placed vertically. These are placed vertically or inclined and set 5 centimeter apart. Means the distance between each bar is 5 centimeter. And the fine screens have meshes. Screening removes leaves, pieces, woods, rags, vegetables. Means large objects are removed by screening. Dead animals, bags, and various other floating objects are removed by screenings. And in the screenings, they are removed periodically and disposed of by burning or burial. Means after use of many years, these bars are disposed by burning or by burial. If they are not removed periodically, they can clog the treatment plant. Now second one is grit chamber or grit removal. So here you can see the picture of grit chambers. In grit chambers, it consists of sand, gravel, ash. This is grit chambers and it consists of sand, gravel, ash, clay, etc. And these are removed by allowing the sewage to pass through a 15 to 20 centimeter long narrow chamber. You can see this is a long narrow chamber and where the sewage passes at a velocity of 0.3 meter per second, which is just sufficient to permit the grit to settle down. Here, the grit settles down and grit is removed periodically and disposed of by dumping or trenching. So in first process, in screening, the disposal is by burning or burial, and in grit chamber, it is disposed of by dumping or trenching. Now, next one is primary sedimentation. So, three processes are there in primary treatment. First one is screening. Then grit chamber, and then primary sedimentation tank. What happens in primary sedimentation tank? It is after cleaning the sewage from the floating objects and gritty matter, it is subjected to the floating sedimentation tank for removal of settleable objects. The rectangular sedimentation tank provides a horizontal flow and circular tank provides radial flow where the sewage is detained for about 6 hours. In sedimentation tank, the sewage is retained for 6 hours. All the suspended organic matter settles as a sludge. यहाँ आप देख सकते हैं इसके अंदर कि यहाँ पे ये जो प्रोड्यूस होता है वो होता है सेकेंडरी स्लज और यहाँ पे जो सीवेज की जो ड्यूरेशन होती है वो होती है कम से कम 6 घंटे तक इसको रखा जाता है यहाँ पे और फिर उसके बाद में जो प्रोड्यूस होता है उसको बोलते हैं सेकेंडरी स्लज. The sludge of the primary sedimentation technique is highly organic and offensive. जो यहाँ पे sludge जो produce होगा वो बहुत ज़्यादा organic होगा और बहुत ज़्यादा offensive होगा और उसको ऐसे ही अपन dispose of नहीं कर सकते. इसके लिए particularly जो होता है वो होता है कि sludge digestion tank होता है. इसके through ही इसका final dispose of किया जाता है. Now comes you can see this is primary treatment, and here is secondary treatment. In secondary treatment, there is the aeration tank, a secondary sedimentation tank, and the tertiary final effluent. Now in these pictures, you can see the pictorial image of raw sewage. Then there are screens. Then communicator mains, and the next is grit chamber where grit is removed, grit disposal. After grit, the sewage is passed through primary sedimentation tank. And primary sedimentation tank, the sludge is produced, which is disposed of by the activated sludge process, and the effluent is then allowed to go in secondary for further secondary treatment. In secondary treatment, there is an aeration chamber. In aeration chamber, there is air is compressed air is passed for aerobic digestion, and after aeration tank, the effluent goes for secondary clarifier or secondary sedimentation tank, and then effluent comes out and which is discharged in river or surface water. Now, in secondary treatment, the effluent is subjected to bacterial action for stabilization. This is aerobic oxidation. And the sewage after primary treatment is subjected for the complete or final treatment by three processes. First one is biological treatment, second one is secondary sedimentation, and third one is sludge digestion. Now, biological treatment. Biological treatment, the sewage or the effluent from the septic tank is allowed to filter through a medium supporting the aerobic bacteria that carry out the biological treatment. Biofiltration can be done by three methods. The first one is trickling method. The second one is intermittent contact beds, and the third one is intermittent sand filters. Now, first of all, we will discuss what is trickling filters. Trickling filters, these are also called percolating filters, sprinkling filters, or streaming filters. This filter consists of watertight containers, concrete enclosure tank, circular in shape of about 25-meter diameter and 2.5-meter depth, filled with a filter medium. It consists of 2 to 10 centimeter of coarse materials like stones, coke, clinkers, or in their burnt coal, and etc., and arranged loosely to provide oxygen to the aerobic bacteria resting on them. ये जितने भी जो stones होते हैं, coke होते हैं, clinkers जो अलग अलग जो pieces होते हैं, इनको थोड़ा दूर दूर अरेंज किया जाता है ताकि एयर जो होता है और एयर जो अंदर जो ऑक्सीजन होती है वो इनके अंदर एंटर कर सके और एरोबिक डाइजेशन प्रॉपर्ली हो सके. These are the image of a trickling filter. There is a sprinkling system. You can see this is a sprinkling system. Here you can also see there is a sprinkling system which consists of a pipe carried about the tanks. This is the tank and it is carried about the tanks and fitted with rotatory arms. Usually they are 4 in numbers, each arms having a series of spray nozzles. Spray nozzles, you have also seen these types of system in farms. And where the sewage trickles down the filter medium. जब यहाँ से ये जो फिल्टर के ऊपर ये फिर इफ्लेंट जब जैसे जैसे ये रोटेट होता रहेगा ये यहाँ पे इफ्लेंट स्प्रिंकल होता रहेगा और ये फिल्टर मीडियम है. ये जो इमेज बनी हुई है ये फिल्टर मीडियम की है. As the sewage effluent passes through the filter, a slim jelly-like film called jugular layer is formed over the filtering medium. You can see the greenish color of a vital layer, and it is also known as a jugular layer. And this is a very important or very you can see the heart of the filter, because after formation of this medium or this layer, aerobic digestion starts, because it absorbs the organic matter and oxidize it with the help of aerobic bacteria. And the intermittent application of sewage permits good circulation of air through the bed during the rest period, thus encouraging the growth of aerobic organisms. And the oxidized sewage which leaves the trickling filter is passed for the secondary sedimentation process. So in biological filtration, this is a filter of just a or trickling filter. There is a nozzles, मतलब अलग अलग स्प्रे की तरह सीवेज को स्प्रे किया जाता है फिल्टर मीडियम के ऊपर, और फिर जो फिल्टर मीडियम बना होता है वो स्टोन्स का, क्लिंकर्स का, इन सब का बना होता है, और बनने जब ये जैसे जैसे ये स्प्रिंकल होता रहता है उसके बाद में एक वाइटर लेयर बनती है, और उस वाइटर लेयर के बनने के बाद में ही एरोबिक डाइजेशन होता है. इसी तरीके से जो दूसरा प्रोसेस है वो है इंटरमीडिएट कॉन्टेक्ट बेड्स, एंड दिस इज a watertight rectangular shaped masonry tank filled with granular materials like gravel, crushed stones, bricks, etc. and up to a depth of about 2 meters. So, same process will go there is a formation of vital layer or a jugular layer. Okay, and the next one is intermittent sand filters. In intermittent sand filters, a bed of sand supported by earth embankments and an under drainage system is also used for this purpose. And the sewage is intermittently spread on the surface of the sand bed by distribution pipes lying inside the earth embankments. So in all these three types of process, the same mechanisms is there. This is the formation of a vital layer or jugular layer, because after formation of this jugular layer, oxidation process will start, means aerobic digestion will start. Now the next one is, first one is biofiltration, then next is bioaeration. These, there are two types of filtration in secondary treatment. In bioaeration, the most modern method, it is the most modern method and satisfactory method of purifying the sewage, and it is much better than trickling filter method. It consists of two chambers. First one is mixing chamber and the second one is aeration chamber. In mixing chamber, the sewage coming after preliminary treatment is mixed with activated sludge. मीन्स ये जो बायो एरेशन है, एक बायो एरेशन था और पहला वाला था वो बायो फिल्ट्रेशन था. बायो फिल्ट्रेशन में फिल्टर मीडियम होता है, जबकि बायो एरेशन में क्या होता है कि दो तरह के चैम्बर होते हैं. इसमें पहला मिक्सिंग चैम्बर होता है और दूसरा होता है एरेशन चैम्बर. मिक्सिंग चैम्बर में क्या होता है कि जो सीवेज जो आ रहा है प्राइमरी ट्रीटमेंट के बाद में, उसको एक्टिवेटेड स्लज के साथ में मिक्स किया जाता है, और जो रेशो होता है वो होता है 70 और 30% का. और दूसरा जो चैम्बर होता है वो होता है एरेशन चैम्बर. इसमें क्या होता है कि कंप्रेस्ड एयर, जो अभी मैंने इमेज बताई थी अभी पहले कुछ देर पहले, वो ये वाला चैम्बर होता है, और इसमें कंप्रेस्ड एयर को पास किया जाता है फॉर ए पीरियड ऑफ अबाउट 6 आवर्स, एंड फ्रॉम द बॉटम ऑफ द टैंक एरिएशन इज कंटिन्यूड टिल द अमोनिया ऑफ द सीवेज इज ऑक्सीडाइज इनटू नाइट्रेट्स. सो आइदर बायोफिल्ट्रेशन और बायोरेशन, दोनों में से एक ही प्रोसेस होता है सेकेंडरी ट्रीटमेंट के लिए. या तो बायोफिल्ट्रेशन कराएंगे सीवेज का, या फिर बायो एरेशन कराएंगे. और बायो एरेशन जो प्रोसेस होता है वो मच बेटर होता है बायो फिल्ट्रेशन से. The purification of sewage occurs in two stages in bioaeration. The first one is, during the first stage organic matters are broken down and carbon is converted into CO2, and the during second stage in means in aeration chamber nitrates are formed. Now what are the advantages of activated sludge process? Means after aeration, the settled sludge is called activated sludge, and this activated sludge is differs from the sludge which is formed in primary sedimentation, in that it is non-offensive and an aerobic bacterial culture which is not only employed in activated sludge process but also has a high mineral value. The advantage of activated sludge process are the effluent is fully oxidized, it is clear and free from colloids, purification is rapid and perfect, and the system is free from smell and flies, and the sludge is inoffensive and has high mineral value. Only a small area of land and a skilled attendant is enough to manage the work. Now, after biofiltration or bioaeration, the next process is secondary sedimentation. Also in primary treatment, there is a primary sedimentation, and in secondary treatment, there is a secondary sedimentation. The effluent coming from the tickling filters or aeration chamber is directed to a secondary sedimentation tank where it is retained for about 3 hours. कम से कम इसको 3 घंटे के लिए उस चैम्बर के अंदर रखना होता है ताकि जो प्रोसेस है यहाँ पे क्या होगा एनारोबिक होगा. पहला वाला जो प्रोसेस था वो एरोबिक था, यहाँ पे एनारोबिक प्रोसेस होता है. The sludge that collects at the bottom of the secondary sedimentation tank is fully aerated and practically inoffensive and rich in bacteria, nitrogen and phosphates, thus differing from the sludge of primary sedimentation tank, which is highly organic and offensive. Now, the process of sludge digestion. In both process, in primary sedimentation and in secondary sedimentation, there is a production of sludge. So, what we'll do for sludge digestion? In sludge digestion, it is a thick black mass with a revolting odor and it is a potential source of nuisance. So, it is therefore further rendered innocuous by appropriate treatment with the help of anaerobic bacteria. Here you can see a picture of sludge digesters or anaerobic treatment. In this tank, the sludge is incubated at favorable conditions of temperature and pH, and the sludge undergoes anaerobic autoaeration and water is removed. Solid, liquid, and gaseous end products are formed. So, what happens? The solid, the gas, and liquid. And solid product is called digested sludge. It settles at the bottom and it is an innocuous granule mass. It is inoffensive, sticky, tarry mud which is removed and on drying becomes an excellent manure and it is used as a fertilizer. So solid matter is the end product of solid product is a fertilizer. And what happens for the liquid product which escapes as a effluent and it is called a tank liquor which is removed at various levels of the tank via liquor outlets and it is returned to the sludge treatment plant ahead of the primary sedimentation. इसको वापस से फिर से यूज में ले लिया जाता है और तो जो लास्ट में जो गैशियस प्रोडक्ट होता है वो क्या होता है इट इज कंपोज ऑफ 65% मेथेन विच इज यूज फॉर हीटिंग एंड लाइटनिंग पर्पस 30% CO2 and other gases constituting together another 5%. Now, this is a picture of activated sludge plant. In these pictures, you can clearly understand what happens in activated sludge plants. This is an inflant and the air is passed, then aeration tank and mixed liquor, clarifier, effluent and return activated sludge and waste activated sludge जो कि sludge tank के थ्रू dispose of किया जाता है. Okay, thank you.